Oh, you scared me. I have a flower bouquet trauma. Right from the start, a man panics at the sight of a bouquet. It makes you wonder just how deep his past wounds must be. Feeling sorry, the woman suddenly clenches her fist and says, "That's why I prepared this. Hit me." In truth, their meeting was strictly business. A team leader personally tracked down a director to recruit him, since his previous work hit peak viewership ratings. "I'm begging you, this is the only reason I came all this way." However, the director remains utterly cold. He even turned off his phone to avoid them, but his tail was caught anyway. "It's so nice coming down to my hometown after such a long time. It's all thanks to you, director." Despite her desperate, tearful efforts to hold on to him, the director turns away firmly. "Why don't you look it up on your perfectly working phone? See? Take care then." A moment of crisis and exploding emotions. Meanwhile, things are moving urgently back at the broadcasting station. Producer Kyung. "Joo-hee, why haven't we heard from you?" The team's survival is on the line, depending on whether the mega-star Joo-hee will appear. Joo-hee tries to stall, saying she is busy preparing her next project and adjusting her schedule, but the pressure from the higher-ups intensifies. Before that happens, our necks are going to get chopped off. Hurry it up already. At that very moment, Joo-hee's suppressed emotions finally explode. "If I appear, does anything change? Does my life change?" It was a moment where all her bottled-up anger burst out. "They say if I appear, my life will get easier, so fine. I'll do it." The truth of the past, and an apology. And then, the two of them finally face each other. The man hands back a script he received in the past. "When you gave me this script, you said you would wait, right? I think this belongs with you now." The woman fires back with a bitter smile. "So this time, you're returning my dream? What if I tear it up ORL? Or burn it to ashes?" The man's answer is deeply sincere. "If that's the ending you want, then do it." He admits he was wrong. Reflecting on how he was trapped only in the past, he offers a heartfelt apology. "Our ending should have come before the script's ending. I'm sorry. Sincerely." In truth, he had a painful secret he couldn't share. He had never once wanted to go to medical school. However, his father tried to force his disobedient son to America, even locking him up in a room. It only took 10 days for me to give up on myself. In the end, he knelt down and agreed to live the life his father wanted. A painful memory from his past. The reason it remained the worst breakup. "But how is it that you didn't give up on me, even more than I gave up on myself? That massive heart of yours made me feel so ashamed." He isn't asking for forgiveness now. He simply hoped her heart could find a bit of peace. The woman sheds tears, crying out in her inner monologue. "Right? What a relief. It wasn't my fault. There was a reason you had no choice. That's what happened." Yet, a resentful lament soon bursts out loud. "I'm not feeling any better, so why are you bringing this up now? Do you know what the absolute worst way to remain in the memory of someone you loved is?" The woman glares at the man through her tears. "It's not being a jerk. It's remaining as a pitiful bastard. You pitiful bastard." Shifting the mood, let's dive into the story of the project they're creating. The title is Kyongsang Why Young and No Young. A Jiseong who dreams of Jian. Having lost her dearest friend, Na Young lives only for revenge. But then, a man appears before her like destiny. It is Mu Kyung, a young master from a wealthy family. Enjoying poetry, wine, and romance, he seems to live without a single care in the world. How could anyone not fall in love with him? However, a shocking plot twist awaits. It turns out he was actually a freedom fighter wearing the mask of a carefree playboy. Even more brutal is the truth that he is the very enemy Na Young has spent her entire life searching for. Caught between revenge and love, what will their ending be? Does everyone die in the end? Well, everyone dies eventually, since a melodrama has to be sad. I prefer happy endings though. Returning to reality, we look back at a time that was awkward, but pure. I don't know how to make friends. That's why I don't have any. A casual question is thrown at the person making this shy confession. Do you want to be friends with me? With that single phrase, the world brightens up. Then we can just be friends. Starting now, giving something shyly as a gift to celebrate their new friendship before running away brings a smile to anyone watching. It seems like you know exactly how to make friends. However, relationships tangled up in business eventually hit a breaking point. Exhausted by the obnoxious behavior of a senior colleague who drinks and tries to force him to do designated driving, our protagonist snaps. He pulls the car over and explodes. "You and I are finished as of today. Get out. Get out of the car." He even snatches the car keys and throws them away, declaring a complete break. "I feel like I've been living my life in too much of a rush. just scrambling to clean up whatever mess is right in front of me. The sorrowful reality where a job started just because she needed money turned into a week, a month, and eventually stretched into several years. That in itself is amazing. She tries to comfort herself, but the space left behind by that person, someone she didn't love but who was incredibly precious, who fed her and helped pay off her debts, feels utterly empty. You jerk. Why do you keep following me around so I can't even cry? Unable to hold back the surging sorrow, she finally breaks down tears. With her weeping figure, their long winding story comes to an end, leaving behind bitter, lingering